There comes a time in the comic collecting journey when it's time to thin out the herd, and that time is now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. My name is Matt. This is Patriot Comics. And like I said in the intro, I have been collecting comics for a very long time, and I have a lot of comics. As you see here, this is just a fraction of them. This is some. I got boxes over here. I got boxes over here. I mean, there's just comics everywhere. And I feel like it's that time in my comic collecting journey that I want to offload a lot of these. I want to get rid of, I want to sell off a handful of my comics. I want to keep everything that I love. I want to keep all of my favorite stuff, the stuff I love to read, the stuff I love to collect, and I want to get rid of all the rest. I did end up bulking out a lot of my comics. Some of them, like the stuff that I pulled out of dollar bins, a lot of just the run filler and the fluff comics. I did sell a lot of those. And what you see here behind me is the majority of better books. There's a lot of keys. There's a lot of like Silver and Bronze Age, some Golden Age, my pre-code horror. I mean, like all the cool stuff that I really love. But there's still a lot back here that I just don't love. I'm not attached to it, and I really just don't even look at it anymore. It just sits here in a box, and it's kind of sad. I want to pass it along to another comic book collector that might enjoy it more than me. Maybe they didn't get to read it. Maybe they just want to add it to their collection. They're working on a certain run. They want to fill the run. I'm kind of over all of that stuff. I don't want to keep full runs anymore. I don't want to keep all my bulk and some of the stuff that I'm just not attached to. So, like I said, it's time to thin the herd. I want to move on from a lot of these comics. So, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing and explain a little bit about my process. So, here is my back room. This is my man cave, my office, and I just have stacks of comics here, just taking up so much space. There are, 2 layers here. They're 2 boxes deep, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes high, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes long. That's a lot of comics. That's just some of them. There's some over here on my shelf. These are a bunch of keys. Here's, of course, my toy collection. I got more comics here, some magazines, some Golden Age, some other comic boxes. But what you see here is the majority of my collection, and I'm very, organized, which is great. I have like my Silver Age, my DC horror, some modern, better books, indie titles, my Uncanny X-Men run, Jim Lee X-Men and other X-Men titles, Avengers, indie horror, Batman Detective Comics, Moon Knight run, my favorite artists. I have everything kind of labeled and organized for the most part, but I really need to go through some of these boxes here, especially like this one down here. It just says Spidey. I can't even remember what's in there. It's all Spider-Man, but I'm not exactly sure. What I want to do is pull out my favorite books. I want to pull out the keys and maybe some of the runs that I have that I just don't really want to keep the whole run. Maybe I just want to keep certain books out of it. So I need to go through all of this and process it. There's boxes back here. Like this is all like Harley Quinn and, stuff related to that, Suicide Squad and things like that. This is mostly DC stuff. I think this is both DC. That's an entire box of Incredible Hulk and then an entire box of Ghost Rider. This is all Venom and Carnage books. I mean, there's so much. And then there's stuff buried down below. So I need to go through everything here. I need to pull out the books that I want to keep and, put away the books that I want to sell and get rid of. I really need to spend some time here. It's going to take a while. I need to process all the books. Once I pull everything out, then I can, put my personal collection aside. And that will stay here with me. And then everything else that I do not want to keep in the PC anymore, I'm going to go ahead and put that all for sale. Some of the books, maybe I'll throw in my eBay store. Maybe I'll have some Whatnot sales. But for the majority of the books, I will probably be listing like on Facebook Marketplace, and then I will be bringing to local conventions and, you know, comic shows and flea markets and things like that, trying to offload them. I do have a lot of friends locally, comic dealers and comic collectors, that I can offer a lot of these books to, which is great. It's always helpful when you have some kind of connection locally to get, you know, a majority of comics offloaded. You know, instead of selling one book at a time, it's always easier to sell a few boxes at a time. So that is my plan. It is time in my comic collecting journey where I want to, you know, thin out my comic collection. I mean, I have so much stuff. There's books here. We got books up on the wall, some of my graded books. I'm actually not a graded comic collector. I have an entire box, like a short box worth of graded books, and then I have a few up on the wall. And these really aren't anything too special, just some cool covers and some books that I pulled out that I felt like displaying. But, you know, I'm going to probably sell a lot of these graded books because, you know, I really just don't really have any connection to them. You know, I'll probably keep the Man-Thing 1 and the Submariner, maybe the Gambit, but it's only an 8.0, so it's really nothing special. You know, the Moon Knight's a 9.6. That's not bad. The Spawn's a 9.8. I love this cover. Honestly, I wish I had some of these books just raw, because then it would be a lot easier for me to keep them in my collection. Like, I would definitely keep, you know, the Dave Stevens cover and Man-Thing 1 and the Submariner, and really all the books up here I would keep if they were raw. But I'm not a graded comic collector, so I'm probably going to sell a bunch of these here. And then I have a lot of books to process. I also have another stack of boxes here mixed in with some of my other collectibles. But as you see, a lot of DC. I have boxes of Marvel Bronze Age. I mean, there's so much stuff mixed in here. I mean, all the way up to the ceiling. I know I got some toys stacked on there, but like this box here is all Bronze Age horror, Marvel. I mean, some DC Silver Age, some DC keys over here. I mean, there's a couple long boxes buried in there. There is so much stuff here to process. So when it comes to my PC, my personal collection, there's certain books that I will definitely be keeping. Like this box here, I'll show you a few books in here. These are all my better books. All the keys, you know, some Captain Falcon, some Silver Age. What do we have here? Here's a Mark Jewelers of ASM 201. Some better books in here, like New Mutants 98. You know, obviously I'll be keeping these books for forever, probably. Some Ghost Rider, just some really awesome covers here. What else is in here? A little Spidey 301, Bride of Venom, little Frank Miller, Wolverine #1, and Wolverine #1 again, ongoing series. Some Spawn #1. We got a Secret Wars 8 in a super high grade. Probably should get some of these books graded, but like I said, I do not collect graded books. I like books raw. I will probably, if I sold any of these keys, I would definitely get them graded if they, you know, deserve to be graded. Like this one is a low grade Submariner #1. But when it comes to selling comics, selling bigger books, you probably want to get them graded. Like this Tomb of Dracula #1, that's a really nice copy of that. First appearance of Werewolf by Night. You know, some of these books probably should be graded, but since they're staying in the collection for a while, you know, just they're my collection, I'm going to keep them raw. That's the way I like them. But this box here, this is just an example of stuff I will be keeping. Hulk 340 in a newsstand, pretty high grade. Warlock #1, first Scott Lang, you know, stuff like that. Or first Ant-Man, Spider-Woman, first appearance, Spotlight 32. You know, like these are the cream of the crop of my collection. Awesome cover on FF there. Some awesome early Captain America 109. I mean, just really, really cool books in here. So I'll definitely be keeping a lot of this. Other books that I will be keeping will be books in the Silver Age, my Silver Age Marvel collection. Here's some of the books, and I mean, this box is super tight, but there's like a ASM 21, and unfortunately, I can't really go through that box right now. I'll have to pull some of those out. But, you know, I'll be keeping all my Silver Age. I'll also be keeping some modern books, but not many. I will definitely be keeping my Dave Stevens collection, just because how could you not just love Dave Stevens? You know, some people don't. Some people aren't a fan of his artwork, but I'm a huge fan. There's some great books in here, and I'll definitely be keeping all the Dave Stevens stuff. You know, I love this. I love the artwork, and you know, all the other modern books in here. I'll probably keep all of my Mario and Nintendo comics. I got a lot of those. Some Bernie Wrightson. You know, there's certain modern books that I'll be keeping. Biker Mice from Mars, of course I'll be keeping that. So, you know, those are the books that I will be keeping, but there's a lot of stuff. Like, there's 2 full boxes here of just indie titles. There's all this, like, random, more modern Spider-Man books. My Daredevil run. I'll keep, like, the early, you know, probably issues, like, 1 through 100 I would probably hold on to. Maybe even less than that. But, you know, anything, like, after Frank Miller, I probably wouldn't even keep. And, I mean, I'll keep, like, the Moon Knight run. I'll keep some of my favorite artist comics there. I'll hold on to... I'm a huge fan of horror, obviously. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that. So I'll keep all of my, like, Werewolf by Night and Tomb of Draculas, all of my pre-code horror, of course, but all my Bronze Age horror, I'll hold on to that. But, like, all the Avenger books, I'll probably pull out the keys that I want and just offload all the other run filler, all the X-Men books that I don't really want. You know, there's just so much here, and I just don't even know what's here anymore, which is the sad part. This sits in a box. I don't really get to go through them and look at all of them all the time. I'd rather have some of my favorite stuff here in just a few boxes and be able to flip through them when I want to. When you have so much just all piled up, you can't really get to it. You can't enjoy it. So it's definitely time to move on with a lot of this stuff here. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. I need to separate, you know, what I'm keeping from what I want to get rid of and sell. Let me know down in the comments, have you ever came to the time where you needed to, you know, sell off your collection? Did you sell off the entire collection? Did you keep certain books? I'm definitely going to hold on to quite a few, but only keeping the stuff that I love, the stuff that I really want to keep in the collection. There's a lot of books here sitting here collecting dust that I just don't have any attachment to. Like I said, I don't read them. I don't want to collect them anymore. They're nothing that I want in the PC, and I feel like there's somebody out there that would appreciate these a lot more than I do. So, you know, let me know down in the comments, have you gone through this process before? Because it's a lot of work, especially when you have tens of thousands of comics. I have about 100 short boxes worth of books. That's a lot of comics, especially when there's about 150 books per short box. You know, times that by 100, that's a lot of comic books. And it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of space taking up valuable real estate here in my man cave. Of course, I have toys and collectibles everywhere, but you know, I think it's time for me to move on from a lot of these comic books. So, you know, I will keep you posted throughout the journey, and, you know, it's going to be a lot of work. I'll try to keep you updated on my progress of moving these books, selling them. But right now I have to dive in and just pull out what I want to keep and, you know, move aside everything that is for sale. All right, well, I have a lot of work. Let's go. All right, everybody, so that's the video for today. I have a lot of work ahead of me. All of these comics back here, and then some over there, some over there. I have so much work to do, and I'm a little overwhelmed. But I just wanted to let you know that I am in the process of, you know, moving a lot of my comic book collection, and I don't plan on giving it away. You know, I will take my time selling these books, and, you know, I definitely don't want to lose out on a whole lot of money because I have a lot invested in here. So I definitely am going to take my time and make sure that, you know, I sell them appropriately. So that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed this quick little video about how I'm going to sell my comic book collection, at least some of it. And, you know, I'll keep you posted on the journey. So thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.